What's up, guys? Due to absolute popular demand, Jinjer has returned. Let's get into it. Last week, I reacted to Tatiana's one-take live performance of Judgment and Punishment, and let's just say that it was received pretty well, and I am super thankful for that. But if there's a couple things that I can confidently say about the fan base around Jinjer is that everyone is so freaking cool and nice. And number two, that everyone has requested, probably like 5 or 6 people have told me that I need to check out Jinjer's performance at Wacken or Wacken because it's German, and honestly that is something that I just gotta do right now. In my reaction video, I mentioned a couple times that I am actually a huge fanboy of Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box and old I Wrestled a Bear Once, and a lot of people said in the comments that Courtney is like the princess, but Tati is the queen of the female metalcore vocalist, whatever you want to call it. And the more that I'm listening to Jinjer, the more that I can weirdly agree with that. After I did that reaction, I went back and listened to quite a bit more of Jinjer's music, and it is for sure that Tati is an absolute beast. However, we cannot discredit their band. Oh my gosh, they are some talented mofos. The ability to switch from genre to genre, they've got that super groovy sound and twang. They get heavy when they need to get heavy. Honestly, the musicians in this band are just overall extremely talented. So without further ado, thank you guys all so much for going down in the comments and telling me to check out Perennial, specifically live at Wacken. I've never been to Germany. But I do miss open air festivals or whatever so bad. There were some major heavy hitters at this fest, at this tour, whatever this was. I wish I could have gone, and I hope that this comes back in the future. 2 things. Number 1, I'm actually pretty nervous because I'm just kind of blown away by Tati's appearance and looks. Like, she's in charge, number 1, but number 2, she's just like obviously overly gorgeous, so that's something to be a little bit intimidated by. And number 2, I've got the hiccups, and I hate the hiccups. Whatever, we're hitting it in 3, 2, 1, go. Hate the hiccups.
Dankeschön, Germany.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
does this scare anyone else, like how in charge she looks?
We must say goodbye to you.
Oh, it's the closer. Set list closer, okay.
See you next time.
That neck tat is so epic. The long hair and beard metal stereotype. Look at that guy. What is that suit? Gosh. Oh my goodness, dude. No way, dude. Her range is nuts. She's so beautiful, I can't even. Yeah. Oh my gosh. She may be one of the hardest females I've just ever seen in my life. Here we go with like a transition to one of those groovy parts like I was saying. Dude, they are so good at that. And this isn't like a forced part, it just flows really well.
Source of confusion, the reason of decay and disillusion.
Oh man, it's so smooth right now. Is it just gonna pick up and go wild?
No, you're not dead. Just enjoying coma.
Wow. I love how she just keeps like an upright posture too, and just like, it's so good, intimidating.
Thank you so much, Wacken.
Wow.
Well, we've heard a lot of great things about you, but it's about our expectations, man. You're fucking amazing, and stay amazing. Thank you so much, and see you someday. Mwah.
She's the queen, she is. Oh my gosh. Dude, that was Jinjer Perennial live performance at Wacken Open Air 2019. Dude, does anybody else think it's like super interesting that you can't like I'm so sorry that you can't like scream or sing with an accent? So when she's like talking at the beginning and the end, she's got like a really heavy accent. I just like that. I think it's kind of an interesting thing that you can pretty much sing or scream in pretty much any language, as long as you pronounce the words right. Literally not even much to say. She is an absolute beast. She's such a tank in like, not a bad way, not like physical size of a tank or anything, but do you know how just like a tank can literally just run over everything and is just super confident in its ability to be just a massive wrecking ball? That's how I kind of view Toddy. I've seen so many bands throughout the course of my life, and it is always funny when you see like a band starting up and they stand up on stage, especially their frontman or frontwoman, and they are so nervous. They pace back and forth. They're afraid to make eye contact. You know, they spent probably like weeks picking out their outfit to make sure they could look as hard as they could, but not too hard. And on the other hand, we've got Toddy over here, who's wearing a full gold jumpsuit with off-white brand looking socks and like combat boots. And if she looked me in the eye when she was on stage with her good posture and her eye makeup, and she said, "Punch your neighbor and flip over that table," I don't even think my mind could process it. I would have done it. I don't think I could have said no. It's almost like a queen bee saying, you know, giving orders to the hive. Like, I would just succumb to whatever she said. But dude, okay, let's talk about the song for a second. First of all, I told you guys that the band is so good at writing. Their guitarists are good, their drummer is so good. How they just added that kind of like groovy feel, and it got a little bit heavier, it built up. I thought that sounded so good and nice, and it just kind of flowed really well. It didn't like stick out weird. It wasn't like the vocals were just like shoved in there and it was like an awkward forced anything. So even the fact that they can just like take a heavy song and make it light and make it groove and make it jam well is a testament in itself. So overall, I thought the song was composed very well and executed extremely well. Here's what I have to say about it, and then we'll be done. Number one, Toddy is the queen. Everyone in the comments was right. Courtney, you're working up to it. You're the princess at this point. Toddy, you are just on another level from just most vocalists in the metal scene in general. Number 2, Wacken or Fest or whatever this is. I hope it makes a comeback, and I hope live shows and fests come back because it is so sad, and I just miss shows more than ever. Number 3, does the song two-step? Yes. Does it two-step? Approved. This song is wild. These guys would be so much fun live, and yeah, I'm actually becoming a weirdly bigger Jinjer fan the more and more you guys try to cram it down my throat, but honestly, I'm really appreciative. Seriously, all the comments in the last Jinjer video live performance reaction that I did were so good. Everyone was so nice and just giving me really great feedback and also just suggesting some absolute bangers. And the best part about it is that they were all like live suggestions, which is interesting because, you know, a live suggestion or a live performance usually isn't as good as a recorded performance. And if it is as good as the recorded performance, that is another testament of how talented of a musician, of a frontwoman, of a vocalist, whatever that you are. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much for the suggestions. This was insane. I can't even believe that there's a band like this even out right now. It's just awesome. Thank you guys again so much. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.